From the throne I emerge like a bird called Phoenix. Calculate my next move. I'm a goddamn genius. Is Romulus defeated? Remission girl got demons trying to dictate what a nigga do with his penis. Get off of defense and getting this one body of Christ. Moment of truth. We gon' body the lies. We love some fuck. We love the white man. We make how we address them. We love the suppression. Hate to see him kissing the boot of the professionals so respectable. Fear the Lord. If it wasn't for you, how would that? We'd have been in your door, collecting debts and cutting necks. Come on, sometimes we cut the check. Even in our exile, we the Levites who come with grip. The key to our success is to the projects. Our focus on the secrets of the television digest. We gon' reason with the most high. We speak his dialect. We gon' write his word. No excuse of meaning diagram. Can't get Jordan Davis, Scotty Cora out of my head. Look to the kind girl that you so evil to be fired at. The white man is the devil. Ain't no way you can deny that the U.P.K's the only place to get a nigga mind back without his out of rap. But within your inner sanctuary city, you don't like it too. City goes for Audrey too. Till that must have calmed down. Fire me too. I've been through Hebrew Academy, had this shit beat.
Every time I'm mountain with my friends, I bring the children of J. I'm a defender of the faith when you look the other way.
I climb a mountain with my brethren, the children of J. I'm a defender of the faith when you look the other way. I climb a mountain with my brethren, the children of J. I'm a defender of the faith when you look the other way. I climb a mountain with my brethren, the children of J. I'm a defender of the faith when you look the other way. My life is straight, there's no escape. I will embrace for the impact. We taught by your class. U.P.K. style. We representers, not pretenders, the defenders of the faith. Stay separated from these fakes. U.P.K. style. When you see us come and greet us like governments or subpoenas, nothing but the border us. U.P.K. style. Every day we go to battle, shield of David on the mantle, controller her like some cattle. U.P.K. style. You can fight a fight, but you prefer a fight. Like the Maccabees, like T.I.P. said, why you mad at me? I'm tired of living casually with the casualties of war. The crimes against humanity are unimaginable. I don't know about you, but I know that I cannot endure another cool nigga talking about we need to love more. As much as I hate him, I was trained to never abhor. Get your membership, you lucky partakers in my labor force. After 1,000 years of bondage, we won't feel no remorse. This is the patience of the saints, of the defenders of the faith.
After 1,000 years of bondage, we will feel no remorse. This is the patience of the saints, of the defenders of the faith.
Woke up, took a deep breath, realized I was suffocating from real nigga breath. Something I ain't even had to eat yet. Got a full plate, recognizing they don't recognize my breath. Tell a devil he can eat a dick. Real spit, that's lit, I know, cause I'm bugged while they down on the slugs. For the scars of village brush, spitting eating us lunch fast. 4,795 months, but we finna take over for the 9. One sip of all blessed, delivering the dog. Let it everybody's a trend, they gotta kick in the balls. About just calls, every beat has balls or flaws. But us can't even call for help. All we have is so-called knowledge of self. Even that's manufactured whole pride is kept. More money, more problems, we acquire more debt. Generational weapons at the bottom of the web. Solitary confinement in a mighty concept. In a language no man dwell. All the violence being felt. Neck harness with a loose whip back full of wealth. Trying to tear in your eyes. The vision of the youth. Deformed, reborn by the C4. Units in the city in the drought. That's Lino. Separate your wit from your scalp. That's chemo. Sabi no weed, no molly. Act people. Lottie. That Hollywood shit is for the birds. Frankly, I'm really perturbed. Just in anyone serve. The people that deserve a hero reserved. And regal immersed. The people in a place with a race that emerged. Illegal cotton seed. Low tolerance with ego. Colleges. I see no purpose. Why we so complicated. Cold and yeah, when this hell freezes over you, the only thing colder is the stare of a warrior. The tell is hella watered down. The truth is always warrior. Endure to the end. Even when it lies in the den and it's time to make amends. Glass ceilings brassing over. My profession is connected with the shot dives. Yeah, I use the hot box. Speculation hot rod. Running like a stopwatch. Everything top notch. When they want a hopscotch flip flop. Select some titties out of crop top. City on clock. Nigga know a nigga talking patois. Everybody back off. 3, 2, 1, finna blast off. Drop a bitch, how they do it in a dance hall. WWE, I'm the freak, J. Dez want the beat, so it's always eat. No, we always eat good. Fleetwood making out of each hood. Only is the priest, superior to preachers, fucking let them drink. The condition of my people is an evil from religion, and the alternate opinion is an enemy of God. didn't break, rob, murder, forgot. With a victim mentality, we created up a side with the makeup on. It's a bruise for rise, accused by the lies they lie. This is all they folk, this is all they folk. By they, I mean white folk, Caucasians, cavemen. The synagogue of Satanism, $5 place, and I'ma smoke it in the mind. I was high, people slaying niggas going Super Saiyan, growing beards. It's amazing, go to church, that's thinking that cost that hangman. A cranium for maintaining all the throne, but to break that mold, I rip the soul out with a switchblade. Let it know not to be bitch made. You'll find out on this day. It's the Lord's battle, so shit take a cold day in hell. Witness hell freezes over you. The only thing colder is the step of a warrior. The tell is hella watered down. The truth is always over you. Endure to the end. You the lies in the den, and it's time to make amends.
Shalom, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command, you understand? And since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true biblical Israelites according to the Bible. Okay, today is the Tuesday night brotherhood class. I'm Priest and Officer 500, Shamgar Bun Bunyamin, down here in London. Understand? The topic today is obviously brotherhood, you understand? And all we have is our brothers and sisters, you understand? That's the topic of today's class, you understand? Understand in the last days, which is today, in these days, that the times that we're living in now, you understand? These are the times where we should come back as a people to our heritage, man. Our true heritage, which are the true biblical Israelites, and coming back to ourselves, because in the time of these lockdowns and these different tiers in the UK, and these different, the shutdown of the governments around the world, and the dig that the economy is taking, you understand, our witnessing of today, of these days, witnessing, you understand, Babylon falling, and witnessing all these kingdoms that are oppressive, of these oppressive nations, of our enemies, witnessing them falling, man, you understand? And in these times, we as a people, we as the people of the Most High need to come back to our ways, man, and find refuge in one another rather than trying to seek, friendship and love from our oppressors. You understand? This is the time where we have to understand that, the Bible is not no fairy tale, man. You understand? The Bible is the book of the Lord and the book of our forefathers, our records, you understand, which was passed down to us. And it was reintroduced to us in slavery and all our manners of oppression that we have gone through. We understand that these things are, these are the ways of our oppressors, you understand? And these are the things that we must fall astray from. You understand? This is the time that we as a people must come back to the ways of our forefathers, you understand? And Shalom,
Shalom,
and we must as a people come back to what we once lost, you understand? In these times where we're looking at how the fall of Babylon, how their economy going down, and many brothers and sisters, their businesses are affected, and all of the rest of it, you understand? But us in the truth, we understand that when we see the things that happen to these wicked kingdoms and empires that were built off of our demise and our bloodshed, our blood of our forefathers, and they benefited greatly off of our demise. Now we understand that all that they have built and all that they are is now being brought down. And if you're carnal in the world, you're gonna think, oh, look how it affects me, this is all bad, this is bad, this is bad. But when you have the spiritual mindset, you understand, and you have the vibe of the Most High, you will understand these things are good, man. It is a great and honorable thing to witness the fall of these kingdoms, man. It is an honorable thing to witness, you understand, their demise and their economy falling, you understand, their kingdoms being put down low, them running dry and suffering, you understand. These are the things that was always written of and told of aforetime, you understand. So like, if you give me Revelation chapter 18 verse 1, Bob Kusha, you understand, these are the things of aforetime that it was always foretold that these things will come, you understand. And And we're gonna, as we get into the class, we're gonna understand that these things are nothing but a taste of what is to come. These things is nothing but the beginning of what will come and what shall happen. You understand? Um,
Revelation 18:21, yeah?
now 18 and verse 1, yeah?
Come on. Revelation 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
So you understand when John the Revelator saw these things and witnessed these things that he was seeing in the vision that he was seeing, he said that he cried, man. It made him cry, you understand? It cried with a loud voice saying, you understand? Because imagine now, as we stand here today, those of us in the truth, and we witness all that we have, all the oppression that we've suffered for all these hundreds of years, and all the things that we have been teaching, and all the things that we have heard and seen and had to go through and suffer as a people. Now John is seeing this vision of this great city, which is always the core of our oppression. You understand? Wherever we may be scattered, you understand? But that main city, that great city, which controls the earth and rules over all these other nations. This is the fall of that, and that means the rise of our nation, man. And it brings great joy for any brother to witness and think of these things, man. Those of us in the truth, those of us that have not got the mark of the beast and love Christianity and love their oppressors, those of us with the truth understand that these things are a great thing, man. To witness the fall of our oppressors, man. To witness these lockdowns and all these things that are happening, their economy dying, you understand? And these are the things that we always, you know what I'm saying, the elders have always prophesied about, man, you understand? Since 1969, these are the things always foretold that would happen, man. And we're in it today, man. So I can read on.
Khan. And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Mm-hmm.
For all nations have drunk of her wine, Salakia. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her,
Mm-hmm.
and merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
You understand? Every nation has benefited greatly from doing business and conforming to the ways of Babylon, which is America today. All these nations that have conformed to her ways, whether they be in the east or the west, or you understand, or the south, all nations have conformed to their ways and have done greatly and have benefited greatly off of benefiting off of this wicked kingdom, man, and her plagues. You understand? Read on.
Quran, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people,
Mm-hmm.
that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues.
So we are commanded to come out of her, man. That was the voice that John the Baptist heard, man. To come out of her, man. Come out of this whore called Babylon, man. This system and her vile and unclean ways, man. Her vile and unclean holidays that we all love to celebrate, man. You know what I mean? Janus, worship of the god Janus during the New Year's, man. The worship of Nimrod and the vile paganism that we follow in Christmas, man. You should come out of the ways of this place, man. All the whoredom and the drug dealing and the self-destruction among our people, man. We should come out of her, man. Stop following and conforming to the ways that we have been so projected to be in this place, man. You understand? Because this wicked place is fallen, man. It's right before your eyes, man. Only the simple will see these things and feel some type of compassion or way towards them, man. But the true people of the Most High, the true people that actually understand sense, you understand? The people up in the I.S.U.P.K are the ones witnessing these things and understanding that these are the things these are the beginning of things that are to come, man. You understand? These are the things which will show us. You understand? Which will show us. You understand that these scriptures ain't no joke, man. This is a book of prophecy, man. Our history and our records, man. It is not about, you understand, fairy tales and so like and theology, you understand, and what you think. Nah, man. This is a book of laws and commandments for the nation of Israel, man. For the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you understand. And so this is the time, in these times, that we can see, and we have always seen the rumors of wars and the things that are happening in this world. We should come back to the brotherhood, man. We should understand these things and acknowledge it and get up in the I.S.U.P.K, man. You understand? Because everyone else has failed. And there's only one place that the Lord has given his spirit, you understand, to stand for him. Salakia. And actually no sweat. And what verse was that? That was verse 4, right? Yeah, okay on. Yeah, okay on. What verse was that?
Salakia says, Salakia, the TV cut out. What did you say, Salakia?
Yeah, what verse was that?
This was Revelations 18 verse. Salakia, sir.
Yeah. What was it, sir?
What sorry, what was the question, Salakia?
What verse was it?
We was in Revelations 18. What verse was what exactly, Salakia?
What verse you just read?
3, Salakia. 3.
Okay, yeah, if you read on,
verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, Salakia." That was verse 4. Verse 5 we're on now.
Okay, no sweat.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and
So
double.
remember, Babylon, this wicked kingdom, man. You understand? Babylon will fall, man. This wicked kingdom will fall, and it will be rewarded as she rewarded us. All the oppression that we have suffered, and all the things that we have been going through, and still are going through as a people, man. You understand? All these things will be rewarded unto this place, man. And these things that we see are only, you know what I mean, only a taste of what is to come. Oh yeah, and Yusuf, or whatever your dumbass name is, man. You understand? Islam is the religion of the Arabs. If you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, if you are black, Hispanic, and Native American, and you are Islam, you are retarded. Straight up and down. You are a simpleton who follows the religion of a hairy, smelly Arab who hates you, and you bow down to his dumb stone. But moving on, you understand? So if you get me Philippians chapter 4 and verse 5, Bob Kishar, okay on. And this is the thing. The thing is about the COVID-19 and all these other things. You understand? The thing is, COVID-19 will never be enough, man. You understand? And in meaning this, like, the thing is, the Lord puts these things on the earth to show our people this place is coming down, to show our people that their wickedness will not go unanswered. You understand? COVID-19 is just another one of the many things that has been put in place by the Lord and his angels to show our people their transgression, and also to reward our oppressors and to show them that this kingdom will fall. You understand? But the same way that COVID-19, the same way that cancer did not change the minds of many people, the same way that AIDS and syphilis, you understand, Ebola, whatever the case may be, all these plagues and these pestilences are placed on the earth to show us, man, to show us that these things, the things that we love to take up and follow in this world, and the things that the lifestyle that we've chosen to live in this world, man, they are it's only a matter of time before plagues will pursue you. You understand? Plagues will pursue you in these last days, you understand? And it is just like cancer, you understand? Cancer is killing millions, has killed billions of people, man. You understand? AIDS, HIV, and all the rest of it, man. It's killed billions of people. And just like these things were a warning and a judgment and a sign for what may come, it's the same way with the COVID-19, man. And people don't fear the coronavirus, man. They don't fear it. They don't care. They don't care. Some people even say it's not even real. Some people say it's not even there. You understand? But this is the thing. This is the thing. The Lord is not one to play with, man. In these last days, when we see the destruction of our enemies, those of us blacks, those blacks of the transatlantic slave trade, you understand? Those natives of North, Central, South America, you are the Lord's chosen people, man. And it is time that you come back to your heritage that you have forsaken and that you have been so torn away from for too long. You understand? Salaki, read that what you got, Bob Kishore.
Philippians 4:18.
Sorry, 4 and 5, Bob Kishore.
Salakia, 4 and 5. Philippians 4, verse 5. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing.
Okay,
but
so
in everything
read the first bit again. Read that first bit again.
Come. Philippians 4, verse 5. Let your moderation be known unto all men.
So in these last days, man, within the time of this great kingdom falling, in the time of all this wickedness that we see before us and within our community and all the rest of it, you understand? Make it known unto them, meaning what? You understand? Make your moderation known, man. You gotta be righteous in these last days, man. You gotta be different from the rest. You can't be following the crowd. You can't be mixing up with everybody. Nah, man. You gotta be separate, man. You gotta be holy as the Lord commanded us to be. In these last days, us as a people have become accustomed to following what everyone else does, following fashion. You understand? But this is a time where we must understand that these things that we see before us, these lockdowns and this tier 4 and Boris and all the rest of it, man. We have to understand that these are only but a taste of things to come. You understand? Now there's a new strain of it in the UK. You understand? There's a mutation. You understand? And you understand, just like the regular COVID, it's gonna be the same thing. You understand? People are gonna die. It's gonna be the same thing, and there's gonna be more. And we've always said it in UPK. We said it. You understand? It's nothing but a taste. Now there's a mutation of the virus. You understand? Just like we've been saying. You understand? There's only so much more to come. When this first lockdown ever started in March, I believe it was. You understand? When all these things began, what did we say in UPK? We said this is just nothing but a taste. This is the beginning. Now there's a mutation of it. Now we've still got more lockdown. Now Britain is completely locked down. You understand? But we must comprehend that these are the things that the Lord sent, man. This is not some battle between Satan and the Most High, like the fairy tale of Christianity, the simplicity of that religion. This has nothing to do with any of that. You understand? This is to do with what the Lord, the Most High power, Yahweh, the creator of all things. Shalom, you understand? The creator of all things on the earth. He is setting in motion, man. And in these times, we must make sure our moderation is known. In these last days, we must be made known that we are righteous and we're not like everybody else. We don't follow fashion, you understand? So like, if you get me 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5, Bob Kishore, yeah?
Come. 2 Corinthians verse 13. Is there any verse? Like chapter 13, verse 1, yeah?
5.
5. Examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you not your own selves? How that?
Right. So in these last days, we must examine ourselves, man. You understand? In these last days, a lot of people will be tested. You understand? Just know that a lot of people will be tested. Brothers and sisters alike will be tested in these last days, man. So we have to examine ourselves, man. We have to make sure that we look inwardly and we make sure that we're not, you understand, we're not following after the fashions of this world, man. We're not following after our oppressors and the wickedness of this society that we live in, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran. How that Yahushua is in you, except you be reprobates. But I trust that you know that we are not reprobates.
So we must not be, you understand, we must not be as the people in the world blind to see what is before them, you understand, without understanding. We are to be strong and honorable, man. And we have to remember that we don't fear no vaccine. We don't fear this mutation of the coronavirus, you understand, or whatever other plagues will be before the earth. But the only thing we should have fear of is the Most High power, man. The only thing in these last days, we see all the things, the economy. You know, you may have your own business, and things are not going too well. But remember this, you understand? Remember that there's a power that is causing these things to plague this earth, man, to plague our oppressors, man, to plague our enemies. You understand? And the Lord is sending these things on the earth, man. And just know that, you understand? Just know that, you understand, that the Lord is bringing this, man, and we should fear Him. We should fear and command and follow His command, man. Follow His laws and follow the men that He set up, man. We should not be fearful of the things that we see in our lives, man. Scared of a vaccine, man. Scared. I mean, look how many vaccines there are on the planet, man. Look how many vaccines you've taken, and you're scared of a vaccine, man. But many of these fake Israelites, they love to, have these conspiracy, and the thing is, if I could, this is the thing. Fake Israelites, they believe, their belief is based on conspiracy. That's what it is. Their belief system is based on conspiracy theories, not based on fact, which is why they are heretics and they are cowards. And if they had any sense, they would forsake their fake and false group and their false leaders and come into the UPK and submit themselves unto the order or the priesthood of the Lord, not of men. You understand? And this is the thing. All these things that we see before us, many people that claim to love and serve the Most High, they're the ones with these conspiracy theories. They're the ones who do all these fearful nonsense, man. But we have to remember and examine ourselves in these last days that we are not like that. Us in the UPK, we have to remember that we are set apart, man. We have to be different, man. We have to be unique. We have to be holy, man. Separate from what the common mind and the regular rabble of people, the regular crowd, the multitude of wickedness. You understand? We must be better than that, man. You understand? We must know that we serve a great power, man, a terrible power, man, that is bringing plagues on the earth. And in these last days, remember, we will be tested, man. All the things that are coming and having out on this planet and that are to come, we are being tested here. So I can read on.
Quran. Now I pray to God that you do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that you should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
Right. So if you can jump to, if you go back, Salakia, hold on, let me see something, because I believe, hold on, Salakia, bear with me. If you read that again, read verse 5 again, Bob Kushaw.
Quran. Verse 5, examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you not your own selves, how that Yahushua is in you, except you be reprobates. But I trust that you shall know that we are not reprobates. Now I pray to God that you.
Okay, no, sir. If you jump to Matthew 10 and verse 28, Bob Kushaw.
Quran.
You understand? In these last days, we must remember to examine ourselves, man. Every man, woman, and child must know that the Lord, our power, is not one to play with, man. The Lord, our power, is the man of war that is bringing, that was set up and that is bringing this destruction, man, that is to come. People believe that, that World War III is not happening, or all the wars of the earth is not gonna. It's also just talk, but these things are to come, man. You understand? For years and years, these things are foretold. And we're going to read about, understand, these things right today, you understand? When you got it, yeah?
Matthew 10:28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
That's right. You understand? Now, think about it like this, man. You understand? Think about the coronavirus, cancer, AIDS, and syphilis, and you name it. Any of these things on the earth that we witness, and all the wars and the destruction and the oppression and the things that are to come on this earth. But just imagine, you understand, if our king doesn't return in the next 10, 20 years, let's say he doesn't return in 10 years, our king doesn't return in 10 years, right? Think about how much more things the Lord will set up on this earth, man. Think about how much more things that the Lord will do to these kingdoms, man. Think about it, man. Think about all the terrors that the Lord can send and pick up and do to these nations, man. You know what I mean? Like, we can't even fathom it. But this is the thing. Read that again.
Matthew 10:28. Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
You understand? We must fear the Most High, man, because it's the Lord that brings these plagues upon the earth, man. It's the Lord that sets these things on the planet, man. You understand? And it is our great power that we must subjugate ourselves onto, man, and gather ourselves together under his banner, man. You understand? Not under the banner of Britain, America, and all these oppressive nations that we love to follow after. You understand? And all their homosexuality and their Christianity and their Islam and all their nonsense, man. We should forsake that and turn to our power, man, and become the holy people that he created us to be, the separate people that he created us to be, man. You understand? And we are not to fear them, man. We can't fear vaccines. How can you say you serve the Lord and yet you fear vaccines, man? How does that even make sense? You know what I mean? First of all, no one told you have to take a vaccine. But damn, like, you actually scared of the vaccine? Like, come on, man. You don't serve the Lord. You can't serve the Lord if you have fear. You can't. It's impossible. Fear, the only fear you should have is the humility to serve the Lord and to keep his laws. That's the only fear you should have, not fear when you're terrified and you're scared of looking around. Nah, man. If you truly serve the Lord, there'll be no fear in you, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 29. Are not two sparrows sold for one farthing, and not one of them shall not fall on the ground without your father?
Read that again. Let's read it a bit slower.
Verse 29. Are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your father?
You understand? Meaning what? Nothing dies without the command of the Lord. You understand? When things die or people die, the Lord has a hand in it. That's the point. You understand? The Lord is the one who is in control of these things, man. You understand? But Salaki, if you go back now to, hold on. Right. If you go back to 2 Corinthians 13 and 5 again, Bob Kashaw. And then, yeah.
Second Corinthians 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you not your own selves how that Yahushua is in you?
So now back to the point. So back to the point again. You understand? We have to prove our own selves in these last days with these things, and knowing that the Lord, the Most High Power, is the one that commands these things, man. That commands plagues and things to come upon the earth, man. We must remember always that, and in doing so, we must examine ourselves, man. You understand? Whenever things are not going right, you know what I mean. Whenever you understand, we don't get what we want or we worked for in the carnal world. You understand? We have to remember that how we react to it as well. You understand? If we react to something that the Lord took away from us, are we carrying ourselves as Job did? when the Lord took things from him. You understand? We must always remember these things, man. Things of these natures. Why we must remember that the Lord is the one that does and commands everything, man. You understand? We must remember and make sure that however we are, and even any situation that we may be in, whether we be low down, we're suffering, you understand, we're not getting the things that we would like in life, or whatever the case may be. In these last days, we must remember that the Most High Power is testing us, man. You understand? We must remember that the Most High Power is the one who allows and orchestrates all things, man, that go on, man. You understand? All the wickedness that goes on in this earth. You understand? Now, of course, well, I'm not going to say the Lord is the one that created the wickedness. No, but the Lord creates the judgments for the wicked things that we see on this earth, man. And he will try the righteous. The righteous will be tried. You understand? The righteous on this earth will be tried, man. And this is all test, man. And we should make sure that if anything that we're doing is not correct, we got to make sure that the Lord, and we got to make sure it is right. Because then the thing is, if we get into a bad habit and we do something, and it may start off small, but then soon after it will grow. You understand? That wickedness will grow. And then you'd be stuck with that wickedness, man. Because then you'd have to face the fury of the Lord, and it'll be harder to battle it, man. Whatever demons we're facing, we must remember that it starts off small. Always something small. Always something small. But in time, it will grow. And then your carnality will take over, man. Then your own self-will take over, and then it'll be too late. You understand? So in these lessons, we must examine ourselves, man. So I can read on.
But I trust that you shall know that we are not reprobate.
Mm-hmm.
Now I pray to God that you do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that we should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates.
Mm-hmm. Right. So if you get me Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35, Bob Kishar. Hold on, let me try to find that precept.
Hebrews 10:35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward.
So we, in these last days, we can't cast away our confidence, man. We must always have confidence in the Lord, in the service of the Lord, man. You understand? The Lord has given us this great knowledge of the truth, which many of our brothers and sisters have not received. And they cannot, they're too brain dead and too blind to see the understanding of this truth, man. Many of them are still destroyed to this day, stuck in this little world that they're living in, this little matrix world that they're living in, man. You understand? But they're not living in the here and now. They're not seeing the oppression of their people and acting and behaving as they should. They should be able to see all the things that we have suffered and are suffering, and it should make them want to live a better life in accordance to what they see. But not everyone has that, man. You understand? Not everyone has that spirit that the Lord has put on us in the truth, man. And that's what we have to look at. Look at the Lord's given us this great mercy and this knowledge that He could have given to any of our brothers and sisters, man. But He gave it to only few. There's only few that the Lord chooses to give these opportunities and give this knowledge, man, and give that correct spirit to even come as far as the truth. You understand? So I can read on.
Come on, verse 36. For ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, you might receive the promise.
There you go. So after we've done the will of the Father, man, after we have served the Lord as He has commanded, man, not only keeping the commandments, because that is the bare minimum, but serving the Lord in the correct way, man, in the rightful place under the correct leadership, man. You understand? Read on.
For yet a little while, and He that shall come will come, and will not tarry. 38. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, My soul shall have no pleasure in him.
So the just shall live by faith. Salakia, you understand? The just shall live by faith, and we're gonna come back to that. Salakia, if you go to um um Matthew 24 verse 3. You understand? Just to jump at that point, because if you go actually Salakia, before you go to that Matthew, yeah, actually Salakia, to that point, if you can get me Matthew 24 and 3, and then Hakion, if you can read verse 35 again. No, sorry, Salakia, verse 36 again, yeah?
Of 2 Corinthians 10, right?
No. Verse 36 in Hebrews.
Oh, Salakia, Hebrews, Salakia. 10:36.
Thank you, everyone. What should I get again? Matthew's what? 24?
Come on, verse 24, verse 3, yeah? Just hold that,
Yeah.
Bakusha.
Hebrews 10:36. For ye, Salakia, for ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, you might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry.
So when he comes, when the he that comes, he will not tarry, man. Let's find out about the he. Salakia, to that point, read what you got, Bakusha.
Matthew 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the apostles came unto him privily, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And when shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Jump to verse 7, Bakusha.
And on God, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes. Famines and pestilence and earthquakes.
And pestilence, man. You understand? Pestilence. All these things that we see that's going on right now in the here and now, man. Famine. Ain't famine yet. Famine's coming, but famine ain't not yet. You understand? But pestilence, man. You understand? When we see the COVID-19 and all this pandemic, man, and the lockdowns, you understand? And the tier 4, tier 5, tier 6. Tier 5, you know what I mean? That's to come, man. I heard about that. Did you read about that the other day? Like, the other day, there was a thing about tier 5, man. And now we're all in full lockdown, you understand? Now we're all, there's no, if threw the tears out the window, but now we're all locked down. But you understand? These are the things that are here. These pestilences, that's just plaguing the earth, man. Their economy is done, man. You know what I mean? Their economy is down, man. You understand? And these are the things written of aforetime, man. These are the things that we have always prophesied about in the UPK, man. You understand? And these are the things that that's always been foretold. These are the pestilences that we see today, man. All the things that we're seeing is biblical, man. And this is the reason why we should understand that the Lord, you understand, that the Lord is with the I.S.U.P.K. and the Lord is bringing on his judgments, man. This Bible has never been a fairy tale book, only in the hands of heretics and thieves. You understand? Right. This Bible has only been in the hands of cowards who do not understand it, and who were never made to understand it. These are oppressors and fake Israelite groups alike. These people have only fought to destroy the people with their own vain needs and wants and their own vain lusts. But when the truth comes out, man, our king is returning soon, man. Now we don't know when, you know what I'm saying? No man knoweth the hour, no man knoweth the time. But he is coming soon, man. And these are the things that was written of aforetime, man. Slack read on from that, Bokasha.
It's lagging a bit from time to time, so I don't know if it's on your side or just on mine.
Okay.
It might be just on mine. It's telling me on my phone that I'm having trouble connecting. Every time. So often it cuts out, right?
All right, then no sweat.
Khan. So,
Yeah, if you read on from there, Bob Kishore.
Khan. And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8. And all these are the beginning of sorrows.
These are the
9.
beginning of sorrows, man. All these things that we read about are the beginning of sorrows, man. These are the things that are to come, man. You understand? These are the things that are given. These signs are given to show when the coming of our power is going to be, man. You understand? So like Hakiyan, if you get me Hebrews 10 and 37, Bob Kishore.
Khan. Hebrews 10 verse 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and he will not tarry. 38. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. 39.
Okay, read that again.
Now the just shall live by faith.
So the just shall live by faith, man. You understand? The just, those who are righteous, we will live by faith. We will not be so bamboozled by what we see on TV and television like everybody else, man. We're not gonna follow after what the public and the conspiracy theorists and the fake Israelites are like. We're not gonna follow after what they're gonna do and how they feel about things. Nah, man. The just, we live by faith, man. We live by the faith of the Lord in serving Him and keeping to what He gave us, man. Keeping to the guidelines which He gave us to live and to how to conduct ourselves in the last days, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 38. Salakia, verse 39. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
So we're not of them that draw back, man. Meaning what? Those are people who had the knowledge, man, and had and understood these things, man. But then they went in to join their own group, man, to make up their own fake heresy, man. You understand? Who fell back into following the oppressor and loving their enemies, man. You understand? We are not of that. We are them that serve the Lord, man. We are them that are righteous, and them that have chosen this path unto the death. You understand? Read on.
That's it on that one, Salakia.
Okay, no sweat. If you give me 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7, Bob Kishore.
2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse Salakia 7, right? Corinthians 5 verse 7. Salakia, 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. For we walk by faith and Salakia, not by sight.
That's right. You understand? We walk by faith and not by sight, man. We don't go by our carnality like everybody else and go by what we see and what everyone says. We go by what is written, man. We go by the knowledge that was passed down to us. You understand? By these mighty men of the Lord, man. We don't go by what everybody else is doing and what they feel like doing now, man. You understand? We go by what the Lord gave us, and that's our faith, man. Our faith in the Lord is governed by our service to the Lord, man, by our actions, how we live and conduct ourselves, man. That's how we know those who have faith. And that's how we live. That's how we live our lives. Read on.
Verse 8. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord.
So we're better. We're confident, man. You understand? We are confident in the service of the Lord. We're not going to forsake our confidence for this world, man, and for its lockdowns and its COVID-19 and all the things that are plaguing this earth. We're not gonna forsake what we believe in for no filthy heathen, for no heretic, for no sellout. We're not gonna do it, man. Understand? We're gonna be confident. It's better to die than to live a life of dishonor, man. You understand? And we won't do it. We will not live that life. We won't do it, man. We're bound to the Lord, man. That is who we serve, man. The Most High Power and our King Yahawashi Mashiach. You understand? That's where we at, man. Under Command John YAHANNA down here. This is the priesthood of the Lord, man. And we will keep and hold our confidence. Okay, read that verse again.
2 Corinthians 5 verse 8. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord.
You understand? We'd rather be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord, rather than, you understand, we would rather be dead, man, than not serve the Lord, basically. You understand? We will serve the Lord until the end, man. And that is our way. That is the only way. And that's what we must understand. So like if you get me Hebrews. Oh no, you got that already. No sweat. So like you get me Daniel chapter 8 and verse 8, Bob Kashar.
Go on, Daniel 8 and 8. One of them books hidden. Where are they? There. Ezekiel.
Yeah, no, so if you got it, just read it,
yeah? Daniel chapter 8, verse 8. Therefore, the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up four notable ones towards the four winds of heaven. Verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great towards the south and towards the east.
This is okay. So this is Daniel, right? You understand? And this is the prophecy that he's seeing. This is the vision that he's seeing, man. And it's another proof that this Bible is not a book of fairy tales. This is a book of prophecy, man.
Right.
The Spirit of the Lord, man. This is a book of history and fact. You understand? This is the prophecy of the he-goat. It's talking about the Greeks, man, the ancient Greeks of old. And the little horn that came out of those other horns. That little horn is who they call Alexander the Greek. The Greek, you understand? Or they call him the Great, but you understand he was a homosexual and he was a Greek and he was a heathen. You understand? He conquered many lands, you understand? But read on, it's gonna read it now.
Towards the east and towards the pleasant land. Verse 10. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the hosts of the stars of the ground. Stars to the ground.
So the stars of the ground, like even in that time, you understand, all our great and mighty men, all those that were great, all those great stars, you know, like today you have superstars, right? Well, all those great people that was mighty in those days, he brought down. He was that. That's what they call him, Alexander the Great. You understand? This heathen, he brought so much. He conquered so much and so many across the way. You know what I mean? He brought many stars down. So okay, read on.
Verse 11. Yea, he magnified himself even to the princes of the host, and by him the daily sacrifices was taken away, and placed and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Verse 12. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground.
So okay, read that one again. You kind of cut out.
And it practiced. God.
It's lucky.
Verse 12.
To read it, lucky.
And host was given him.
Yeah, so like to that point, if you can get
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of cutting out. I'm gonna get Hakian to read it. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
No,
Okay. No. Yeah. If you could
God, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. If you can read from verse 9, Bob Kushar, yeah.
Hold on. Daniel's 8 verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, And it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yeah, he magnified himself even to the Prince of Hosts, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint which spake, How long shall the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of the desolation, to give both to the sanctuary and to the host, be trodden down underfoot?
So you know when our sanctuary was brought down, you understand, in the Maccabees, you understand, with the Greeks oppressed us and destroyed our great holy temples, you understand. The Greeks, this is talk about the Greeks, you understand, and remember I said Alexander the Great and those heathen nations. Read on.
Verse 14. And he said unto me, unto 2,000 and 3,000 days. Salakia.
Okay, if you jump to verse 15, yeah?
And it came to pass when even I, Daniel, have seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision.
So he just had this vision, right? So verse 15, he just had the vision of this heathen kingdom, you understand, the Greeks, you understand, at that time, the horn and all that, destroying these kingdoms and conquering, right? And now the angel is going to give him, you understand, the Alahayim is going to give him the understanding of the vision, because he didn't understand what he just saw. So read on.
So he came near me, Salakia. So he came near where I stood. And when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face.
So, and now here's another thing. When the angel came towards him, he was afraid, man, and he fell upon his face. Meaning what? This is the angel, man. This is a being of war, man. You understand? This is a being that is a terrifying being, man. A servant of the Most High Power. This is what angels are. The Alahayim in the Hebrew. You understand? The Christianity is such a vile drug, such a vile lie to depict angels as little babies with wings, with no friggin' clothes on, man. What the hell is that? You understand? Little white babies with goldy hair. That's not an angel, bro. Right. That's not what we read about in the Bible. An angel is a terrifying thing, man. You understand? That's why he fell upon his face. He was shook, man. He saw an angel, he's like, yo, because it's out of this world, man. And we've been taught this fairy tale and this lie that these things are soft and delicate. No, that is not. Listen, the earth, the people. This is a bit of a sidetrack, but people in the world love to say some stupid statement like, "If God is real, why is all these things happening on the earth?" You know why these things happen on the earth? Because the God that you've been taught, the God that you have been taught to believe in, that fairy tale faggot, Salakia, you understand, is not the God of the Bible. You understand? That's not the God of this Bible. The God of this Bible is a man of war, man. That's a terrible power, and his servants, his angels, his messengers are not as terrible, but they are terrible also, man. You understand? When you read in Ezekiel how they depict the angels, bro. You understand? They don't sound nothing like no little baby with no clothes on and they look very nah. These are beasts. These are warlike beings. You understand? And this is what David saw, man. He saw that the angel come towards him and he put his face to the ground. So like that for the side note. But yeah, if you read on Bokasha.
I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. But he touched me and set me aright. And he said, behold, I will make thee known, Salakia. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest, having two horns, are the kings of the Media and Persia.
Right, that's right.
And the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
There you go. See, we read about the goat earlier. You understand? That's the Grecians. You understand? What verse you in?
21. Salakia.
Khan, if you read on Bakasha.
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. 22. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressor, when the transgressors.
So remember, it said the latter time, which is in the last days. You understand? The later days, the later time. This is in the last days. You understand? Now it's talking about. Read on.
And in the latter time, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
That's right. Read on.
Quran. And through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
So by peace he shall destroy many. Now, I'm a quick question to you lot, yeah? To you understand, to the Akim, and I'm saying, who is this man right here? Just checking if you know.
Boy, it sound like Donald Trump. It sound like them.
No. Go on.
It sounds like go on, toss up one. So like toss up one.
So that if you read it again for me, Islam. Read it again for me.
Khan. And his power shall be mighty, but not his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Yeah, that's
and by peace.
What do you say? That's up one. You go ahead. Yeah.
That's America, man. It's not a specific.
Okay, but who?
It's not specific. It's America,
but who is the man coming to destroy with peace? Who's that?
That's
the white man, Slakia.
Oh, that's Esau, right?
Nah. Because remember we read earlier, right? The kingdoms before are the heathen kingdoms. You understand? And this man who's coming to destroy them. This is the Prince of Peace. You understand? Ever heard the Prince of Peace? We're gonna so like if you read Genesis chapter 14 and verse 18, so it's the precept. Because we have to understand is that Christ was referred to as the King of Peace. You understand? Or the Prince of Peace. You understand? And we have to understand also is that in the regeneration, you understand, Christ was Melchizedek, you understand, was Christ in the regeneration, you understand? And so that's why he was referred to the same. But we're going to read it anyway when you get it. 14. Yeah.
14 and what's it like here?
Verse 18.
Genesis 14, verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. Blessed be the Most High God, which have delivered thine enemies into thy hand." And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abraham, "Give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself." And Abraham said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread, even to a shoe lattice.
So, like, if you jump back to verse 18, Bob Kishar, I think we missed the point on that.
Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth.
So, king of Salam, which means Shalom, which means peace. You understand? Melchizedek, that's the point. So, like, I made you read all that, but you know what I mean? That was the point. It was Melchizedek, which is the king of Salem, or which is Shalom, which is peace. You understand? Melchizedek was the king of peace. You understand? So, like, if you jump to Genesis 49 and verse 10, the secondary precept. So that Salem means Shalom, which means peace. You understand? So it's the same. Remember, this is Christ in the regeneration. You understand? Melchizedek is Christ in the regeneration. That's what you have to remember. So that's why he's referred to the same thing. We're gonna read it anyway.
Come on. Genesis 49 verse 10.
Come on.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
So the scepter. Now, does anyone know what a scepter is?
No. Okay.
It's what like that the king has a scepter. When you touch it, it gives you permission to speak.
Right. So the scepter is something that a king holds. It is a staff. It's a staff that a king will hold. You understand? That's what a scepter is. And kings would often in ancient times would have a scepter, because that would be the one. He's the one with the power. You understand? He's the one that controls everything. And like how you said, in ancient times, they would point their scepter to certain orders that he may give, or certain he may allow someone to speak, or he may give them the power at that time. But that's what a scepter means. A scepter is something that a king holds. So read that again, Salakin.
Come on. Genesis 49 verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
So the rulership, remember, the rulership shall not depart from Judah. You understand? That's why our king, YAHANNA, is from the tribe of Judah. You understand? From the house of Judah. You understand? Read on.
No, Salakia, no a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come.
So between his feet, what does that mean? Anyone know?
Like your offspring, children.
That's right. The between his feet is his nuts, generation. His rod, or his, you know what I mean, his seed. That's right. But from between his feet, that's what will come from between his feet, man. His bloodline, his seed. You understand? So the lawgivers will come from that bloodline and seed, man. And this is the point. You understand? Read on.
Until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gatherings of the people be.
You understand? That Shiloh, man, the peaceable one, man. The peaceable one, you understand? That's our king. That's our king, YAHANNA. So like, if you get me Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. So now we know it's talking about Christ. That's how you know that Christ is Melchizedek in the regeneration. You understand? In Christianity, you know, I mean, we're taught that people dying and go up in the sky and then that's it. Nah, when you die, your spirit goes to the Lord and it is sent back down through your lineage, through your bloodline. You come back on earth. Now, you don't come back as no cow or no fly or no you know, I don't know, a dog or something. You know what I mean? You don't do that. That's Hinduism. That's not what happens. That's not But we do come back in through our line, you understand? Through the third and fourth generation. So like read that, Bob Kusha.
Salakia, Isaiah 9, Salakia, what's the verse, Salakia?
Verse 6.
Verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace, man. The government was at our king's neck, man. Who was that? Who was that government? The Romans, man. That was our oppressors that was ruling over us at that time. That was who was at our king's neck. You understand? And the religious leaders of that time. And he was called the Prince of Peace, man. You understand? He was called the Prince of Peace. That's our king coming back to bring destruction in the latter days, in the last days, and the last times, man. You understand? That's who's coming back. Melchizedek, you understand, or Christ. That's in now. Remember this, Christ, like you know what I mean, came through the line of Solomon. You understand? He was these men in the regeneration, man. But we will not understand these prophecies without the proper understanding of the Bible, man. You know what I mean? We would not understand these prophecies and who is coming, who is written of in Daniel, man. So like, if you get me Daniel to the 10 and verse 5, Bob Kashar.
Daniel 10.
You know what I'm saying? We read from verse 8. Sorry, Hakia. We read from Daniel chapter 8.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Salakia, what was it you wanted? Daniel 10.
Oh, yeah. If you get Daniel 10.
Salakia, we're going back.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to go back to Daniel's. That's what.
You're cutting out, man.
Salakia, 10 verse what? 5.
Verse 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, Bob Kashar.
Then I lifted up my eyes and looked,
we're going to go back.
And behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl.
So his body was like the beryl, meaning what? His garment was was green, man. That's what beryl is. Beryl is a green color. Read on.
And his face had the appearance of lightning.
Meaning his power, man. The great might that he came with, man. His countenance. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And his eyes is a lamp of fire.
So his eyes were red because he drank wine. You understand? Read on.
And his arms, as his feet, like color to polish
so
brass.
His arms. Read that again, Slacker.
And his arms and his feet, like in color to polish.
So his arms and his feet, like in color to what?
Polish brass.
To polish brass, man, which is brass that's burning in the furnace, man, which is the same thing, man. That is our king, written of in Daniel, man. You understand? Our king. If you read on through it, you get the full picture of it. You understand? I think you may have got another breakdown of that, but you understand? Our king, you understand, is coming back to bring great destruction to these lands, man. You know what I mean? In these last days, great destruction and judgment will come upon the heads of our oppressors. So like, if you get me Habakkuk, let me get it. Hold on.
I was gonna say you're gonna go back to Daniel 8.
Oh yeah, you could actually, so like if you go back there, if you read that again, we didn't finish it up. Yeah, if you read that for me, Bob Kashar.
And I've got it. 8 and what was, I think it
was that 25, verse 25.
Policy. Salakia, 23.
Okay, go ahead.
God. And in the latter times of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. God. Verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, not by his own power.
So not by his own power.
And he shall be.
It's the Most High that gives our king his power. You understand? Read on.
Not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy mighty and the holy people.
Go read on. Hello? You
Khan.
still there?
I wanted to Khan. That was the bit that threw me off when it says, "And he shall
Oh,
destroy the mighty and holy people."
so basically, you understand. If you read on, I'm gonna clarify. Read on for me. Read on for me.
And on Khan, verse 25. And through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the princes of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
What verse you in?
That's 25.
Verse
Okay.
25.
God. So right. So the destruction of the princes and the rulers of the earth, they say the holy people. You understand? All the you know what I'm saying? In we read from verse 8. Sorry, verse 8? Yeah, come on, verse 8, you understand? And we read about all the kingdoms that was prophesied of, you know what I'm saying, the Greeks and all the rest of it, you understand, the Persian media, you understand? And then in the latter times, these nations, their descendants will face the great judgment, you understand? So that's what it's talking about. It's, you know what I mean? It's talking about the rulers of that people, you understand? To get more clarity, I would suggest you bring it up again, but that's what it's talking about, you understand? It's talking about the rulers of those nations, you understand? That's, you know what I'm saying? That's as far as I can give you on that. So lucky. But if you need more clarity, bring it to the Thursday class, you understand?
It's like, it's not like, this is a wild guess. Is it, we're talking about Yahushua, right?
Yeah. The prince, the one that comes with read what verse of it? Read where he was at. I think it was verse 24. I said it's like, yeah, verse 24 with the peace. When he comes with his peace.
Oh, so okay, yeah. This is Daniel's 8, verse 2, the peace part. Where is it?
I think it's 24. I think
20,
24.
all right, I'll try 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. That's what threw me off, the holy people part. Because I'm thinking,
Right.
God,
Yeah, read on.
25.
Right,
And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And
So that's the part that gives you the tip, you understand? By his peace, you understand? He's called the Prince of Peace, you understand? But you understand, if you understand, that's the part that gives you the tip, you understand? That's why I got the precept there in Genesis, because it's called the King of Salem or Shalom. You understand? That's the peace. That's what it's talking about, you understand? But if you need more clarity, bring it to the Scripture breakdown class. Understand? But yeah. So if you jump to where was you at? Isaiah, right? Isaiah, yeah. Can't you read that again, Bob Kushar?
Slaki, what was it again? Isaiah Slaki.
9 and verse 6.
Isaiah 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
You understand? The Prince of Peace, man. You understand? That's who's coming back to deliver us out of the hands of these oppressors, man. Out of the hands of our enemies, man. And with all this thing going on with COVID-19 and all the plagues of the earth that are yet to come, we must remember that the Lord our power will send our King Al-Shai to come and bring our nation out of where we live in, man. To bring our nation out of the state and condition that we're in, man. To deliver us back to where we was aforetime, man. You understand? If you get me
Slaki, if I could ask a question.
You go ahead.
The verse 6 where it says, for unto us a child is born. So Yahushua, when he be coming back through a woman.
What?
He won't be
No,
coming back.
that's the prophecy of when he came. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
when he
That's
came before.
read from verse 6. Let's read verse 6 again.
Come on, come on. Unto us a child is born, unto
God.
us a son is given,
Read on,
and
read
the
on.
government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty of God, the Everlasting Father.
No, go back, go back, go back. Slow down. Go back to where it said the government shall be at his shoulders.
The government shall be upon his shoulder.
Right. So that actually happened. You understand? When our king was alive and on this was second. Not you still alive. You know what I'm saying? When our king was on the scene, when the king was on the earth, the government was at his shoulder. Why? How do you know that? Because the Romans persecuted him, and the religious leaders at that time, the scribes and Pharisees, were at his shoulder. You were at our king's shoulder. You understand? You understand? That this happened. This already happened. This happened in the New Testament. But the point I was making when I went here was that he was referred to as the Prince of Peace. That's not a precept to add to what we read in Genesis. You understand? No sweat. But yeah, if you get me Habakkuk, I believe. Hold on, still okay. Yeah, if you get your Habakkuk 2 and verse 12, Bob Kashar.
How about 2 verse 12?
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Habakkuk 2 verse 12. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood.
So woe unto him, meaning what? Destruction unto him that buildeth a town with blood, man. You understand? What town was built with blood? There's many towns, many cities and kingdoms and nations which were built by blood, man. Very much like America. When they slaughtered the Gadites, man, the North American Indians, it's like North Native Americans, you understand? They were slaughtered, man. And they slaughtered this in South America and slaughtered us, you know what I mean? Bringing us over here and bringing us great slaughter, man. You understand? When they built up the wealth of the UK, how do you think the wealth of the UK was built? How do you think these great cities in Leicester and Nottingham and London and Birmingham, all these cities were built based on our bloodshed and our suffering, man, our torture. And the Bible says, and all these nations, man, you understand? All these nations were built up from our demise, our destruction, our bloodshed, man. And this, read that again.
Habakkuk 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth it, and establish a city by iniquity.
That's the destruction that is to come onto these places, man. This is the destruction that is to come upon the heads of our oppressors, man. This destruction, that great woe that you hear about, that means destruction. And there is a destruction that is coming, man. Pestilences and lockdowns and all the rest of it, these are nothing but a taste of what is to come. There is great destruction on its way. And these nations cannot flee what the Lord has set in place, man. These nations cannot escape the judgment that the Lord will have upon these nations. Okay, read on.
Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that people shall labor in the very fire, and people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the water covereth the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look upon their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame from glory.
So like if you drop that, and if you get me Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21, Baba Kashar. Then know that these nations will have the judgment of the Lord will come upon these nations. And just like you read of all the Greeks and all the Persians and the Medes and the Africans and the Arabs and all these other nations, man, and the Edomites, the white man, you understand? All these nations will face and will be brought to heel, man, when our Lord returns, man. When that Prince of Peace returns and brings great slaughter to these lands, man. You understand?
Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter.
Prepare
for his
what?
children. Prepare slaughter
Mm-hmm.
for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
They love
That
to
they,
say, "Oh, I didn't put you in slavery, or I didn't oppress your people." But the thing is, the funniest part of it is that they actually do oppress our people today. They did. They may not have been the ones that were physically. They claim they're not the ones that are there, but even though we know that in the regeneration they was there, but they are as their forefathers. They are the same as their forefathers, man. And today they still oppress our people. Only the simplistic in mind
That's
cannot
right.
the facts that we are presenting here. These are facts. These are not. This is not theory or theology or whatever, or my own thoughts or opinion. No, this is just facts. These nations have oppressed us and still do oppress us to this day, and have built up the wealth of their kingdoms and their great empires on our suffering, and they will suffer for the crimes of their forefathers, which is them anyway. You understand? Read on.
it's like the one, if I could,
Yeah, go ahead.
and they still benefit.
Right,
They still benefit
Right.
from it.
God.
that's right.
They
I'll suck it
still
up. To that point, something.
God, yeah, like what the other officers, trooper just saying there. They still benefit. They still have all that wealth, all of the wealth what their ancestors stole, raped, robbed, and plundered and murdered and
Right,
got. They have still got it. So, and they won't give it back. Neither will they give reparations or any such like. So they are
that's right.
forerunners of their forefathers.
I'm right, man. That's the
Uh,
fact. That's the facts, man. You understand? They are still benefiting off of our demise. They are still benefiting off of all the slavery and all the wealth that we built up for them, man. All our suffering, they're still benefiting to this very day. You understand?
yeah.
And they believe that they can ever to say that we're living in the past. Nah, man. The Lord said, read that again, Salakia.
Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers,
Mm-hmm.
that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the faces of the world with cities.
So the Bible says, prepare slaughter, man. Prepare slaughter for their children, that they do not rise and possess the land anymore, man. They will not possess any lands and rule over any kingdoms any no longer, man. Their time will be up when their time comes. That's it, man. You know what I mean? Then when they better live it up and enjoy it while it lasts, because it's coming to an end. You understand? It is coming to an end. Their destruction and their demise
Yes.
and their submission and their slavery is coming, man. You understand? This will not last forever. They would have never thought that all these lockdowns would have stopped their economy and all these things. They could never foreseen this, but they know that, listen, man, something is coming. That's why Trump had a space force, man, thinking he gonna fight our King Howard and do something. No, man, he ain't gonna do this. He gonna get slaughtered, man. He get put down like a lamb, easily put down, man. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. This is the reality of the scriptures, man. The reality of the scriptures is the Most High power is not a power of love and fairy tales and kisses. He is a power of destruction, man. A power that brings war and damage and famine to lands and pestilences and disease, man. You know what I mean? And judgment. Judgment upon the heads of our people for forsaking his laws, but judgment against the wicked of these kingdoms, man. The rulers of these kingdoms which oppress the Lord's heritage, man. Which oppress the Lord's people. And in these times,
Yes.
knowing these things and understand these things, we should understand that the Lord is only with us, man, as a people. And the Lord is with the I.S.U.P.K. And the Lord will bring his judgment. All these things, this vaccine and all these things that you shook of. You know what I mean? That don't mean nothing, man. You know what I mean? Because the Lord will come with something. The Lord's coming with his judgments. And there ain't nothing that can change that. So like if you get me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. You know what I mean? We cannot forsake the Lord of the Most High power for nothing, man. You know what I mean? We cannot forsake this brotherhood and sisterhood, because why? With all the things that is happening in the world, us as a people need to know that we're the ones, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, need to know that we are the people of the Most High, man. We must come together, man, because all we have is each other, man. We even you know what I mean, obviously knowing the truth, but in the world you could even see it, man. There's nothing, anything I'm saying is not some mystical thing that you can't see. Everything that's laid in front of us and what is for our eyes to see, everything is all here. All these things that we suffer and go through as a people, we must come together as one under the banner of the I.S.U.P.K, under command General YAHANNA. That's the only place where blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans can come together with strength and unity and honor, man. And there be no falsehoods among us. This is just pure truth. And all these things that we're suffering in the world, we need to see that, man. We are not with them. When they are suffering, we should be laughing, man. Which is what I'm doing. I'm laughing. I'm happy because look, they're looking down. The only thing I'm not happy about is that I can't go see my brothers right now in America, man. Over there in Babylon the Great, I can't go over there and keep the Passover, man. So lucky, Lord allow, we gonna get it in Texas, but Lord allow if I can get over there, but. You know what I mean? That's the only thing right now that's getting in the way is us seeing our brothers over there in the Americas. But you understand? But other than that, I'm happy and pleased to see that our oppressor's kingdom is falling, man. You know what I mean? Our oppressor's kingdom is coming down to the very end. And again, this is only the taste. This is only a small piece of what the Lord is gonna bring, man. So like you read that when you got it.
Come on. Luke 4 verse 1. This is the book of commandments of God and the law that endure forever.
It's the law that endureth forever, man. For all the Christians out there and the sellouts and all the rest of it, man. This law, our law, man, our commandments, our ways of living will last forever, man. Endures forever. Our King said that he didn't come to do with the law. He didn't do with the law. So why Christians talk about the law done away with, man? You know why? Because they have the mark of the beast, man. They have the mark of Satan, which is to follow after wickedness and unruliness, man, and to follow after their own vain lusts, rather than to follow the laws of our fathers, man. You understand? Read on.
Hold on. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Such shall leave it shall die, man. These last days, we must remember these things, man. We must go back into the records of our foreparents and know that this knowledge that they gave us, they left behind for us, this is what will help us in the last days. This so-called old knowledge, this is the knowledge that this is the only thing that will help you, man. You following after the here and now. Here and now, they say pedophiles are okay. That's just a lifestyle. They're saying at one time in history, homosexuality was actually a mental health disease, which is exactly what it is. But what happened? What happened is gradually over time, as we always see every year, over time, the wickedness of Babylon likes to accept and promote uncleanness that the Lord hates. And this is just like back in the day, you never think that they will say that pedophiles is a lifestyle. Being a pedophile, touching children is a lifestyle. Well, now they're saying that this is what they're pushing. And how can you be surprised when you've seen that they're pushing homosexuality? That's what comes hand in hand. You understand? The only reason there's homosexuals is because of their pedophiles. You understand? This works hand in hand. And these are the wicked things that we must not conform to. We must conform to the ways of old, man. The ways of our forefathers, man. And separate from these wicked oppressors, man. Separate from the vile kingdom that we live in, man. Yes, we can live here and we have to live among these people, but we don't have to conform to their ways. We don't have to follow after everything they do, everything they celebrate. You understand? We don't have to do that. But we can think for ourselves and gather with our own, man. Read on, Slakia.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thy honor unto another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee, To a strange nation.
To a what?
To a strange nation.
Give not the things that are profitable to thee unto a strange nation, man. For far too long we have given our love and our talent and our greatness to other nations, man. When black and Hispanics do anything, who makes money from it, man? Who makes most of the wealth from our style and swag, man? Who makes all the money and the wealth from everything that we do, man? They do. Our oppressors do. Our enemies, man. Every other nation tries to benefit off of what we do. Everything that we make that is profitable and good in this world, they take and they take it for themselves and make money for it, man. Read on.
O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
And we should be happy, man. We should be happy to know that the I.S.U.P.K since 1969, you understand, is here, man, and under command in General YAHANNA, where there's brotherhood, man. You understand? When in the command in General YAHANNA's I.S.U.P.K, there is brotherhood, man, and we should be happy for that, man. We should be happy that we follow a man who has been sent from the Lord, who has been given the spirit of brotherhood, man. And that is why we can teach our brothers and sisters to know how to be in these last days, man. To know that there is only sincerity and truth. And we should be happy that we've been given this knowledge of knowing how to serve the Lord. Because there's brothers and sisters out there who will never know, man, who will never accept the knowledge of the Lord and will never comprehend it. You understand? Their eyes will be too blind to see it. But your eyes have been open. Your eyes have been open to the knowledge of how to truly serve the Most High power and to please Him in His eyes, to be upright in His eyes. You have the knowledge. Those of you in the truth, those of you in the UPK, you have the knowledge of how to serve the Lord, man. And we should be happy for that, man. So, like, read on.
Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath.
So we were sold to our enemies, man, our oppressors, not because the Lord want us to be destroyed and to be done for. No, because know this, that any other nation, any nation outside of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, any nation outside those people would not survive the great terrors that we have been through, man. The great terrors that we suffer today. No other nation could ever have endured such things, man. So I can read on.
But because you moved God unto wrath, you are delivered unto the enemies.
That's why we was delivered unto the hands of these so-called Caucasians, man. To the hands of the African, to the hands of the Chinese, the Japanese, the East Indian, and all the rest of them, man. You know what I mean? Read on.
For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God.
So we sacrificed unto devils. You know one of them devils that we sacrificed unto? Janus, man. We sacrificed unto the gods of the oppressors, man. Janus, man, a pagan god. When you want to talk about New Year this, New Year that, man. The dead of winter, you're talking about New Year, man. And furthermore, for you fake Israelites out there, now here's the thing, just for clarity, man. You got fake Israelites, man, who know of a piece of knowledge that was handed down from the UPK to these fake groups, you understand? And they would understand and comprehend that the New Year is not in the winter when the Romans and the pagans do, but the New Year is in the month of Abib, in the time of the Passover, in April time. We all understand that, right? But fake Israelites still celebrate New Year's. They still say Happy New Year. They just say it on a more correct time, but they actually say Happy New Year, which is so heathenistic and so weak. But this is what you learn when you sit at the feet of cowards to teach you, man. This is the spirit of Christianity that you still are following when you want to sit at the feet of cowards, people that love their enemies, man, that love heathens, man. This is what happens when you want to sit at the feet. And we as black and Hispanic men need to know that we must take back what is ours, man. Take back our strength and our masculinity, man, and not cower behind anyone, man. No, we are men. and we are to be warlike as we has been commanded, man. We have order and discipline. Of course, we have a structure. We're not just wild beasts. But understand this: that way, that form of thinking, saying Happy New Year and these things, man, and talking about Christmas, and listen, man, all these false gods and false idols are wrong, man. And not just them, but the spirit that comes with them, man. It's not just the white Jesus that is wrong. White Jesus is disgusting and wrong, yes, obviously. But there's also a spirit that comes with that, man. There's a spirit that comes with that beast, man. With that devil. You understand? And that's the spirit of Christianity. That's the spirit of an effeminate, weak man who hates his nation, man, and loves his oppressors. That's a spirit that we must destroy and stand against fully. You understand? Because if we don't do it, no one will, man. That whole thing of, you know, these fake Israelites talking about Happy New Year in the time of Passover, like, what the hell? Like, that's not our way. But the thing is that one thing you got to understand is that everyone that knows they're Israelite, they're not in the truth, man. If you are not in the I.S.U.P.K under command and General YAHANNA, you are not in the truth. You are a heretic, man. You know what I mean? You may have heard some knowledge that we teach. You may have heard of Jesus might be black. You may have heard this, you may have heard that. But the full truth is not only these things, man. The full truth is the sound doctrine and the spirit that the Lord is with, man. The spirit is not with that weak, soft spirit, man. The spirit is with the Lord, man. And the Lord has a priesthood that he set up on this earth, man. And in this time, it is I.S.U.P.K. And just know that, innit? And these false idols that you want to follow with the Christianity and the Islam and all the other nonsense, listen, man, these are devils. So, like, read that last bit again. Sacrifice unto what?
So like you're onto devils. So like, can I ask
go ahead.
Okay. So I'm doing a sales pitch, right, to a customer. I'm not allowed to say a part of the pleasantries and kind of, you know, to create a kind of rapport with them. I wouldn't be allowed to say Happy New Year.
I mean, look, if you don't need to say it, then why say it? You know what I mean? Like, you understand? The scriptures say to abstain from evil, man. You know what I mean? And let's just say that person you're pitching to, let's say he's a brother. Let's just say, you know, then he's got the picture that, you know, you're kind of pushing that spirit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's other things you can say. You can say happy holidays, or I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even say that, but I'm saying there's something else. Surely you can say that would enlighten them in another way. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't necessarily have to follow after their ways. You see what I'm saying? There's other words you can use. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't advise it. I'm sure there's another word, another phrase, or another greeting you can. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to. Nah, you don't have to do that, man. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like if I mean, yeah, I just say I don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't do. You know what I mean? I don't do that. My New Year's ain't here yet or whatever. I don't.
So like, and then what you do is you reveal yourself to them, because I'm trying to get a contract with people, right?
Yeah.
I get what it is, yeah. What it is, you wanna make sure that you're speaking. You that general said, man. Like, for example, if you was in court, right, and you had to defend what you believe and you have to justify what you believe, just say you're kosher, innit? You're kosher, which is clean. That's what you are, man. You are clean. You serve the Lord. Now, you don't necessarily have to tell him anything. You could just say greetings. You don't have. No one said you have to say New Year this. You don't have to say that. You could just say greetings. You could just say, yeah, greetings. Hope you're well. Blah blah. You know what I mean? You don't have to say that, because you know what I mean. You just don't want to have that. You don't want to have that, man. You want to do what you want to do, and you want to feel good, man. You see what I'm saying? You want to be anything that you do, even in your slave. You want to make sure everything you do is blameless. You see what I'm saying? No one can come back and say, oh look, he's saying this, he's saying that. You know what I mean? You just keep the shit one west, man. You know what I mean? Salakia. You know what I mean? So yeah, always use another phrase, man. Don't yeah, man. You don't have to go into what you believe. If they ask you, say I'm kosher, man. And most people of a higher level would understand what that means. You know what I mean? And if they do, just say you follow the laws of the Bible, which we do up in here. We follow the laws of the Bible under the man that the Lord set up, man. You understand? And that's what we do. We follow the laws of these scriptures, man. But yeah, man. If that answers your question, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. All right, no sweat. If you read on Bob Kishar.
Be of good cheer, my people. Salaki, not that one.
No, so you can read. We can read from there. No sweat.
Come. Be of good cheer, my people. The memorial of Israel. You were sold unto the nation, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath. You were delivered unto your enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing to devils and not to God. You have forgotten the everlasting God, and that brought you up, and you grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Verse 9. For when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. God hath brought upon me great mourning.
So like if you drop that and you get me hold on. I think same book, chapter 3, verse, let me see, hold on. Where was it? Oh, I think it's no, I can't find it. Oh, second. Jump to 3 and verse 26, I believe. Same book, yeah?
Yeah, come on,
bro. No, it's not. No, that's not. It's okay. What the heck? Oh no, maybe. It's a luck, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, same chapter, yeah. Just jump to verse 20 24, yeah?
Come on, Bruce 24. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from God.
So now, just as the neighbors of us, the neighbors of Zion, neighbors of Israel, have seen our captivity, man, all these nations before us have seen and know us for what we've been through, our oppression that we've suffered. Every nation under the heaven has seen it. But now they will see in coming times and soon to come, they will see our deliverance from the Most High Power, man. So I can read on.
Khan, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God.
We shall suffer patiently, man. All that we've been through, all the things that is coming and happening to these places that we're scattered to, man. All the oppression and everything that we're going through. We should suffer patiently, man. Suffer patiently in going through what we may be going through. The coronavirus may affect you more than it may affect other brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? It may affect your business. It may affect this. It may affect that. You know what I mean? But we should suffer patiently, man. Read on.
For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
So shortly we shall see his destruction. Shortly we shall see him at the hill, brought to heel, man. Read on.
And shall tread upon his neck.
And soon we will tread upon his neck, man. Just as he treads upon our brothers and sisters, man, and puts us down in the dirt, man, and physically treads upon our necks and kills us and slaughters us in the streets, man. But soon the time will come, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Soon the time will come when we shall tread upon his neck, man.
Right.
Soon the time will come when they will be brought to heel and we shall rule over them, man. And they shall face the great judgment.
Right.
Slack it. Read on.
Verse 26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught by the enemy. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God. For you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
So when we cry unto the Lord, man, when we cry unto the Lord and we serve Him and we provoke the Lord to bring the judgment unto our enemies, man. You understand? Read on.
So, lucky, how do we cry unto God? Is that by prayer, you mean?
So cry unto the Lord, you know what I mean, it's physical. In physical, I mean, literally prayer and in our actions and how we conduct ourselves, man. We're not, it doesn't necessarily mean you bawling and crying, but you cry unto the Lord, meaning what? You trying to address the Lord and trying to show Him yourself, man, trying to show Him your suffering, your condition. And in our plight, in our trying to provoke the Lord to show us, to redeem us out of this place and to deliver us, we would serve Him. You understand? In Israel, whenever we used to, mourn or lament or what was it, fast? You know what I'm saying? We fast and pray.
God.
We would always fast. You know what I mean? Meaning to try to atone for whatever sins that Israel was in. Like if you read in the Judges, right? Judges, when Israel was in captivity and suffering, we would always be, we would sin and then go serve the Lord. You understand? We'd go serve the Lord, and then we would mourn and wear like rags and throw ashes all over the place. You understand? And that was us trying to cry unto the Lord to show Him. But in us doing that, we would cease our wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So we ceasing our wickedness and being righteous basically is crying to the Lord. That's how you true cry to, not how you do in church where you just, you're crying and jump up and down, acting a fool in church and crying and rolling around the ground. And then after you've done all that, you're going to go eat pork. Nah. Crying to the Lord is showing the Lord sincerely that you want to change and that we want to come back to our ways and come back to being in His service. That's what it means. You understand?
God.
Yeah.
God.
Also, read on.
Verse 28. For as it was in your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more.
So as it was in our minds when we was wicked, man, when we suffered these things and we was killing our brothers in the streets, and now when we have cried to the Lord, now we have made an atonement, man, and we have come to serve the Lord. Now we have to serve Him 10 times more, man. All the wickedness that we suffered when we was with Turkey, all the wickedness that we committed when we was not serving the Lord, we was being rebellious to the Lord. Now when we come to serve Him now, and He's given us this time of mercy, now we have to serve Him 10 times more, man. Now we have to make sure that we're always on point, everything that we say and do. You understand? Read on.
Verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
For He that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation.
So He that brought these plagues upon you, meaning, you know what I'm saying? In the Bible, it's never been a misunderstanding or it's always been just a known fact that it is the Most High Power who brings plagues on the earth, man, who brings war and destruction on the earth. But the thing is, in the Christian church, it's not so. In the Christian church, you're taught this nonsense, man, about some fairy tale about God fighting Satan and all that dumb BS, you understand? That's not the Bible. The Bible always is just consistent. Just like a man can have multiple women, is the same way that the Most High Power is evidently the power who controls what goes on in the world, and it is because of the judgments that He set up on the earth why things are the way they are. Why you have war-torn countries and people that are starving and all the rest of it. It's because of the judgment of the Lord. But if you follow Christianity, and you know what I mean, like how with a man with multiple women, that is just common knowledge. The Bible says if a man have a second wife. It doesn't say if he can or if he can't. He said if. It's whatever. It's just a casual thing. It's just the way of things. But when you follow the religion of your oppressors and the spirit of your oppressors in these fake groups and these weak, no backbone men that you have to follow, this is the reality you don't understand. The reality you don't understand is what is written in our ancient rolls, man, in our records, is that, listen, man, the Lord is the one that puts these plagues on the earth, man. The Lord is the one who will put certain things in your life to tempt you and put you down, to trial you, just like Job, man. But Salaki, read on.
Come on. Verse 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for He that gave thee that name will comfort thee.
Mm-hmm.
Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall.
So miserable are they that afflicted thee. You understand? And they rejoice when we fell. When we fell, every nation under the heaven rejoiced at our suffering, man. When blacks and Hispanics suffer in the ghettos, the East Indian, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Korean, the white man, the African, all these nations, they all are enjoy. They're happy to see us suffering, man. Read on.
Quran. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons.
So they shall be miserable as well. You understand? That's the point. But so, like, if you jump to Zephaniah chapter, yeah, go ahead.
Slakia, can you just read that? Can you just read the next verse?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Quran, verse 33.
Okay.
For as she rejoiced at the ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
That's right. Most High Christ, officer. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. No, it's true. Read that again, Slacker.
Quran, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
The same way that they were glad at our destruction, now they will be miserable for their destruction, man. You understand? When they are destroyed and are under the ground and are suffering and are begging to us for food, clothing, and water, and begging us for mercy. This is the judgment of the Lord, man. This is what the Lord will bring to these nations that are round about us, that we are scattered in, man.
That's right.
All these nations with all these heathens that are round about us, the Lord is always going to bring his judgments upon them, man. And us in these last days, we need to come together under our King, man. Under our King YAHANNA, you understand? We should come together in our righteousness and keep this brotherhood and sisterhood which is kept in the I.S.U.P.K under Command John YAHANNA, man. You see what I'm saying? This sincerity and truth is the only way that we in these times of pestilence and lockdowns and COVID and tier 5, 6, 7 and full lockdown, all the rest of it. We must know ourselves, man. We must know where we dwell. You know what I mean? And we dwell together. So like if you get me Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1, Babakashah. You know what I mean? We as a people need to know that we are all we got. You understand? In the midst of all these things that you just read about, all the prophecies and the destruction of these lands that we are dwelling in, we must remember and know and understand that there is only us that we have, man. There's no other nation that we can look towards apart from ourselves, man. You know what I mean? We can only find comfort in our own people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. That's where our allegiance should lie among our people, man. You understand?
Zephaniah 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
So we as a people, we're supposed to be gathered together, man. Because we are a nation that is not desired, man. When we look around us and we look at the nations that are around about us, we know that we're not desired by these nations, man. They take from us and they take what we good and they copy and try to mimic and take everything that we say and do, try to copy our swag and our style and talk how we talk and act as how we act. But listen, they are not us, and they will they have been benefiting greatly off of how we are and what we bring to the table, which is everything that we do. They copy, and we should look to ourselves, man. We should stop trying to look to them and trying to beg friend with them, man. Forget them, man. They don't have your back because you know what I mean. You on the side of the Chinese, you on the side of the Japanese, you on the side of the Arab, you on the side of the white man, you on the side with the African. But every nation I just mentioned, so okay, what's that? Oh no, it's okay. Every nation I just mentioned, right? Every single nation I just mentioned, Go to that country and see how they treat you. That's it, simple like that. You go as a black man of the transatlantic slave trade or a native of North Central South America, you go to any of them countries, the Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, African, white man, any of their lands, any of their places, man. You go to them, and you think they're gonna be your friends? Nah, man. They are undesired. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the true biblical Israelites, are undesired wherever they may dwell. Doesn't matter where you want to go on the earth. These curses will follow you, man. Doesn't matter what nation you want to envy and copy after, follow after like some follow back. You understand? Anywhere you want to follow, they will oppress you, man. There's these you understand? There was a fake Israelite group. It's still over there now, in Dimona, Israel, I believe it is. And they thought they could flee their oppression from America and go over there in Israel with Amalek and Hamites. And what did they find over there? Oppression. You understand? You can go to Vietnam. There's blacks over there from the war. You understand? Black soldiers, black American soldiers, you understand? You Judah, Yehuda, you understand? Those brothers over there. And they're oppressed. They're treated like dogs, you understand? Anywhere we go. You go to India, go to Saudi Arabia. See how they treat you over there. Right. See how they love you over there when you want to go bow to that damn stone and you want to bow to some stupid rock and wear a man dress. Go over there and see if they're your brethren. Go over there and check them. See how they treat you. You understand? You see how they treated Farrakhan, right? You understand? When you want to be this Pan African and now you want to be I'm going back to Africa. Go to Uganda, go to Ghana, go to Nigeria. See how they treat you. You understand? See how they treat you. You tell them where you're from. You tell you're from Jamaica. See what they say. They're gonna say you're a slave baby. They're gonna look at you and they're gonna try to treat. Even though, and they'll be over there living in some kind of shed, some little hut. You understand? Barely bigger than your bathroom. You understand? That's what they be living in. And they'll look at you and they'll look down upon you, just like an oppressor. If you walk on the road and a homeless oppressor who ain't got nothing. He would rather be an oppressor that's homeless than be what you are. You understand? Because that's how much we are despised. We are that despised, the nation of people, man. You understand? And don't let no fake Israelite tell you nothing about nothing, because they don't know a damn thing, man. They are simple sellouts who have forsaken their power and have forsaken their oath and the sword that they once wielded. You understand? If they ever did. You understand? And this is the point. We are that nation that is undesired. No matter where you want to go, no matter what nation you want to envy, you will find oppression. There is no other way. There's no other. This is just facts. This is just common facts. You understand? You can go to any country on the planet. You will find. Yeah, go ahead.
If I may, there was someone sent me one of them things on WhatsApp where they're talking about, from the Caribbeans, people in the Western Hemisphere, the blacks in the West must come back to Ghana and Africa and different places in Africa where they're opening the doors, right? And they're saying, bring your money, come back to the motherland, come back to the promised land. They're actually using the scriptures. I've actually got my phone still reading a couple of the scriptures saying, come back to the homeland, the motherland, the promised land, and all this crap. They're saying Africa is the motherland, man. Reading scriptures with that, and come back to Africa. But the point is, they're saying, bring money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want your money, man. And I found that out when I spoke to I.S.U.P.K.
That's right, man.
That we're not friggin' no Hamites or Israelites.
That's right, man. You understand? And they will, and because of those purple sodomites, they have been given more leeway to push their own nonsense. Because remember, already before the purple sodomites went over there to Ghana or whatever it was, right? You see what I'm saying? They didn't have that understanding to even pitch that. But now, because now over there they're telling them that they're Israelites over there. Now you go on Instagram and now you got some account from some Ugandans saying about donate money to us. We're Israelites. I'm like, what the hell? This is just they're trying to use this, and this is the thing. This is what happens when you're led by men who are not authorized to teach. You understand? When you're going to follow them purple sodomites, that's what happens, man. You're going to get robbed by Nigerians or Ghanaians. They'll try to rob you because they want to use the advantage of you thinking that they're Israelites like you, which they're clearly not. but you're gonna use that, and then you see what I'm saying? It's only gonna be to your detriment, man. That's what you're gonna find, black man. That's what you're gonna find, Hispanic man. You're gonna find that any nation on the earth that you want to follow after or be friends with, they have no interest in that, man. You may have one guy who that's your buddy, man. You know what I mean? That's your best friend, but he knows where every other nation knows where their allegiance lies. That's what you don't understand. Every nation understands that, apart from us, because we want to follow after everyone else and be that friendly guy. Nah, man. Forget them, man. And this is why we should come back to our power and our laws and structure and way and forsake them. We can be civilized in the society. We're not savages, but we must understand that these are not our own, man. Just like they understand. You understand? They know that, listen, they don't want you with their sister. These nations don't want you with their sister. And you should be sick to even think of lying with their sister, man. You should do that. I don't want that. I got my own sister. I'm good. That's what you should think. That's how we should be. That's how we should be in our community. But we're not, man. We've been taught to be weak and to be loving and being and in loving, giving our love to these other nations that I mentioned. We destroy ourselves because we don't have no more love for each other, man. And that's why these nations do well and they thrive and we suffer, man. You understand? That is why. That's why every nation does so well in your community. Every nation has all the best shops and best businesses in your community. They're making all the money and the wealth out of your, sucking the community dry, and you're there suffering. You understand? You're there. Your people are a mess. You understand? That's because we choose to give our love to these nations, which I mentioned, like I said before, you can't go to their country and try to talk about we're brothers over there. You'll find out. You know what I mean? You'll find about they're your brothers. Okay, they're your brothers. You go ahead.
Right. But you can't even you can see that your brothers here, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not like, what do they do for us?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even here, like, I know what you're saying. Like, if you go over there, you're totally like, you ain't nobody when you go there. But like, even right here, man, what are we here amongst them? Like I say, brother, yeah, my brother. But like, what the hell have they done for us, man?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
That's right, man.
You get me?
That's
Not
right.
a thing, man. Right here, man.
That's a heavy point. Heavy point what the officer brought up, man. So heavy because it's true. You understand? It's so heavy because you don't even need to go to their country to find out. You walk down the road and you say what's up to them and you really talk to them and you see what they're really about. You can see it. It's in our communities. They're doing well because they look about themselves. They don't look about you. You know what I mean? They're looking about their cousin or their homeboy. They're looking about you. They're looking about you, black man. Because they know, they've been taught and they know who their people are. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them acknowledging their people. Listen, that's good for you. But I want my nation to acknowledge themselves as they do. They acknowledge their people and they love their people. Well, maybe we should turn to our own, man. Maybe we should gather together, as the scriptures say. And with that, that's the class. Pass the class over to Trooper Haki and Karab with the announcements. All right.
We are the I.S.U.P.K started at 125th Harlem under Commander General YAHANNA. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a brother or sister comes into the truth, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. TITHES, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, and Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest funds. Free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. upcoming holy convocations is Purim. Is it Salaki on the 21st and 22nd of February? And holy announcements. Salaki announcement, holy convocation from remind argument afterwards to check the bulletin board in the hallway if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school to start wearing all black boots, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Amarjim. Let's say the prayer in Hebrew first. Abanawa. Bar Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shamkar. Yahweh. Malakwafka. Taba'a. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Haya. Bashamayim. Nathananawa. Lakam. Kalayawam. Wasalakanawa. Kabawathanawa. Kasalakanawa. Kabawathanawa. Wala'a. Taba'aywana. Manasayawan. Abol. Haushainawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwaf. Wala'ala. Wahaparif. Lawa'ailim. Amen.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
And we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
Into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us.
From evil.
From evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it. And with that, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem Shabbat.
Yashamata. Class dismissed. Shalom Yahweh Shabbat.
Yeah, Shalom.